Alright, basic soldering. So we have a band ring here. As you can see, it's not closed. So the seam is flush, nice and smooth, pressed together. I like this D shape because you can get a nice straight angle in, and also as you apply heat to the back, it will travel around into the seam, so you can circle through into the seam. Now what happens is it makes everything expand. As the metal starts to expand, it will actually push tighter into each other. If you start from the other way, most people want to focus in on the seam. It makes that part of the metal gather most of the heat, and it expands in the other direction, and the seam opens. So start from the back. What we're going to do, we're going to cover the piece with flux. Paste flux for silver works really good. Low temperature brazing, basically. Inside and out. You don't want to use too much, it gets in the way. But so get off the excess. Just make sure it's nicely covered. Be cleaner than I am. Okay. Hard solder. We're going to apply a little flux to that. Okay. Alright, torch up. So okay, soldering pick. Let's get the okay. Always have such a hard time. There we go. Okay, now it's just, and watch, when it gets hot enough, the heat will suck that solder right into the joint. So start from the back, push the heat towards the joint. That's all there is to it. So, if you do it correctly, not only will it solder, there'll be very little cleanup. It'll go exactly where you want it to go. So, let's shape this out, see how it turned out. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, so that's quenched. We're going to pickle now, and then we'll shape it out. So, allow me to remove some excess solder and pickle, but as you can see, that's nicely... Alright, right back. Alright, I'm back. It's been shaped out. Sides have been ground down a little bit. I think I'm supposed to do that, but I'm kind of pressed for time, and silver, we have a vacuum. Anyway, so what we're doing today, that's going to be the insert for this white gold Mokume Gane band. Well, it's a rod now. It's going to be a band very shortly. So we're going to get started on that. The next step will be... Well, alright, I'll explain how I got to cut this down. So I have to measure this, the outside diameter, basically times it by pi, and then add the thickness of this band. That will give me the length I have to cut this piece. So this band right here is, I believe, 2.5 millimeters thick. So I have to times the diameter, the outer diameter of that by pi, add 2.5 to that. Yeah, right? So I think this is going to be like something like 23 millimeters. I'm going to have to divide times 23 millimeters by pi, add 2.5 millimeters to the total. That will be the length that I have to go for this. And I will show you how we cut this, because as you can see, it's got a diagonal pattern going from, it's going southwest to northeast. So what we're going to have to do is cut it on that angle and match the pattern up. So those are the next steps. We're getting going.